Welcome everyone to West Coast Health Alliance RSL Active Session 3. So as asked earlier on before the call, we'll just quickly touch on the Easter long weekend. There's going to be one Saturday and then one Tuesday missing, but we'll see all your lovely faces afterwards, the week afterwards. All right, so today we're in week 3, I think it is. Did I just say week 3? And we'll be doing a 60-minute beginner-friendly flow. So if you find yourself in pain, please back off. If you've been sort of suffering anything lately and you need to back off, it's your choice. So my suggestions are merely that, and you're empowered to be able to choose what you need to do. So if you need to rest for a moment and then come back to it or have a drink of water, please do so. All right, so if we could, let's, I'm going to set the tone. So come to the front of the mat. And I'm going to ask you to close your eyes down now. Close them down. Perhaps rock backwards and forwards. Nice and light. And then take the gaze to the tip of your nose. And then I want you to merely just notice your breath. So what is it like at the moment as we take a long, deep inhale through the nose? Perhaps you might feel that sensation of growing a little bit taller as we inhale from the heels all the way through up our spine to the tip of our head. And at the top of the breath there, perhaps maybe just dip your chin slightly, so then that way the crown of your head is facing the top of the roof. And then exhale, and then let yourself slump down. Grounding down, lifting your toes up and spreading them a little bit more. And continue doing this. We're starting from a standing position today. But if you need to open your eyes or feel like you need to for balance-wise, just take a soft gaze or an unfocused look just down in front of you to the ground. This week we're starting a new theme, which is boundaries, gratitude and completion. Today we're talking about boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls, they're clarity. They protect your energy, focus and well-being. And on the mat, it means knowing your limits and staying aligned. So today we'll be exploring strength and structure, pushing and pulling, and being able to set those boundaries and notice how our body's feeling. So now as we crack open our eyes, let's arrive on the mat with one collective breath, inhaling, and then exhaling as we let it go. As always, let's just do a little bit of face yoga. There's a lot of energy starting to come as we're coming through to that full moon. All right, so if any of you are into that, there is a lot of energy around, so you might see some people going a little bit crazy. So if you get your head and your thumbs, let's just massage our joint, our jaw joint. Yes, you guys know now to be able to come in open and shut, maybe side to side, turning around, and maybe bringing our thumbs to the back, to the base of our skull, and then locating that bone. I like to push in and up, and then find that really relieves a bit of pressure, especially if I dip my chin a little bit, where it goes in and up. And then as I get to the base of the spine, the skull, near my ears, perhaps maybe some side movement. Just for a moment. And then some letting go here. We're going to do some flicky, because we will be on our wrists for a little bit as well. So let's look and think about that we're flicking water once we've washed our hands. A little bit faster than that, Terry. All right, we're warming up our wrists. All right, excellent. Okay, excellent. 10, 9, 8, a bit faster, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll be doing crow pose. I'm only joking. That's balancing on your hands. All right, so maybe let's just grab the base of our hand and then just gently push out, just to stretch out our forearms. Next one here. We'll do one more each side as we inhale, and then exhaling, and then we'll transition to our little popeyes. Again, not quite so yogic, I've made it my own, but let's now shake the arms out, palms facing the roof. Yes, you could stagger a little bit, as Mark's done. He has staggered a little bit, so then that way we don't hit our neighbours. All right, from here, inhaling, as we're going to form a thing, and then boom. All right, like Popeye, you know, we've had a can of spinach. Inhaling now, and then try and take your wrists apart, and then squeeze your shoulder blades in. Yes, you might feel some shaking, and then loosen. All right, okay, let's do this 2 more times. Inhaling. And boom, inhale, and then exhaling. Maybe imagine that you're pulling your navel up towards your spine. Okay, loosen off. Inhaling 1 more time, and then exhale. Inhale, and then exhale as we pull our arms apart. Squeeze your shoulder blades like you're holding a 50-cent piece in there, and then loosen it off. Excellent. From here, now let's just do some loosen of the lower back. Whoop, some cracks and creaks are good. Yes, let yourself go floppy with your head. Just tracking around as we then just loosen that lower back, getting ready for some breath exercises as well. Okay, so coming to some stillness, we're just going to warm up our back a little bit before we do these breath works. So inhale. Hands looking to the sky, and then coming out then is hinging at our hips, bending your knees as much as you need for that first time, then loosening your head, giving us some yes and no's, and just looking for that stretch in the lower back as our belly sits on our thighs and our hands and gravity does the work on the top part of our body. Inhaling to our halfway lift, bookshelf, think straight back. Yes, supports, looking straight down at the ground. Excellent work, everyone. And then exhaling down. Going all the way to the top now. Rolling the shoulders out, looking to the sky, and then exhaling, hands down the center line 1 more time before we get into the breath work. Inhaling. Exhaling as we hinge down, bend the knees, loosen the head. Perhaps this time we might just grab our elbows in ragdoll. Excellent work. And just allow your body to get heavy, maybe going from the different sides. Coming to some stillness now. Hands meet the mat. And then we're going to grow tall again, bypassing the halfway lift. Inhaling, hands come out, up, and then down. All right. So this is a 3-part breath with a ha at the end of it. I'm going to demonstrate quickly. So we're going to inhale. Next sip, hands open. 3rd sip, hands come up, and then we're hinging down. Ha! Like we're skiing, right? So if you've been skiing before, we're like doing some alpine skiing, and a big ha, which is going to come from our belly. Right? We're going to do 10 of them. Right, so let's start. So inhaling, 2, 3, through the nose, and then ha. Let's do it slowly first. 2, 3, and then exhaling. Ha, 2. Inhaling. 2, 3. Ha, 3. 4. Ha. 5. Ha. Inhaling. 6. Ha. Good stomach massage here, especially if you had some internals there in the last few days. Help detox. 8. Is that 8? 1, 2 more. 9. And 10. Now I wanted to introduce, it's called the breath of God, right? So what we're going to do is taking our feet, our hands are going to go on our hips. Oh, so on our thighs. All right. So looking forward a little bit, it's like a sharp movement with our nose. So what we're doing is it's naturally getting air in, but we're just pulsing out. So I'll give a demonstration. So we're actively pushing out and then letting the breath fill in. So, and then through our nose. All right, so let's give it a go. Inhaling through our nose. Short push. And then let the tummy. So we'll do it slowly. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, we'll do 10, up to 20, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Inhaling, hands come up from the side. Beautiful. All right, we should be starting to build a little bit of heat now, especially in the warm room. Okay, so let's move up to the front of the mat for our sun salutations. I'm going to turn around this way to the camera. All right, as usual, we're going to be starting from the ground up. That's right, man. Yeah, cool. No worries. All right, feet facing forward, shoulder width apart, or if you feel more comfortable with your toes together. All right, hands out, palms out, slight dip in the chin. Inhaling, looking to the sky, forward folding, hands come down, hinging at the hips, head goes last. Inhaling now for our halfway lift, looking down, excellent work. Exhaling now, hands meet mat. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale, growing tall, exhaling, bend at the knees. Inhaling this time, maybe you might fly your hands back, reaching for the back of the room, reaching for some boundaries. Exhaling 1 more time. Inhaling up, maybe you might want to fly your hands. Exhaling. Okay, hands meet the mat. Stepping back now to our plank position. From here, push your heels back and our butts coming down. Excellent work, everyone. So we'll meet in our plank position. Excellent. So we're going to look at having our pelvic tilt, maybe pulling our belly in towards us, and maybe just rocking backwards and forwards and feeling for when we've got our weight over our wrists. All right, so from here, we're going to put our left knee down. All right, and then the right leg's back. Excellent. We're going to do a half push-up. Inhale. Exhaling, half push-up, and then up, pushing up, and then lifting that knee, pulling it up towards us. That's it. Down. Inhale to set. Exhaling as we push down. Inhaling as we push up, pulling the knee up. 2. 1 more. Inhaling, exhaling, building our upper body strength, and then foot comes down. Let's come onto our knees and then up, standing up, inhaling, and then we're turning to our left, turning to the left, and then opening the arms in a T. Yes, looking over the shoulder like you're changing lanes in the car. Inhaling for 1, for 2, reaching for the front and the back of the room, for 3. Okay, closing the arms as we inhale to come out of that, and then hands come down to our push-up position nearly. All right, and then our left leg's going to come back, right leg is bent. Yes. Inhale to set, and then exhale as we lower. Inhale as we come back up, and then exhale as we pull our knees up. Yes, tiger curl. Excellent. That's 1. We've got 2 more. Inhale. Exhaling as we come down. Inhale to push up, and then exhale. Yes. Last 1. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhaling up, and then exhaling. Yes. Knee comes down, other knee comes to meet, toes are tucked. Inhaling all the way up to our kneeling position. Shake your hands out for a moment. You know we're turning right this time. So inhaling, hands up. Let's turn first, and then hands looking over. Feeling that rotation in the spine for 3. Reaching forward and back for 2. I'm going to look at you, so keep going. For 1, yes. As we come in, close the arms, and then hands come down. Beautiful. All right, from here, a slight change now. We're turning and then moving our right foot, yes, with the knees. Okay, from there, I'm going to mirror you. So you're moving your left foot, I'm moving my right foot. Inhale, and then move your right foot to the side, yes, and then place your leg out. So follow me. All right, so from here, with right leg comes out, and then left leg's going to come to the side. Yes, let's look at this, gate pose legs. So you're facing this wall here. Lindsay, yep, that's it, beautiful. Excellent work. All right, so let's now put our hands on our hips and just feel for that push of our hips forward. Right, there's a slight movement, but we're just engaging our hip flexors and then our pelvis as well. Hands are in the T. So left hand comes along to the side, to the length of the leg. Right hand comes up to the roof. And then exhaling as we reach over to the left, feeling for a stretch in the side body. For 3, perhaps you might want to look at your hand. For 2, that barrels the chest open a bit. For 1, now hand comes down, right hand's going to come down, it's going to come onto the block or place it down. So we've got a little bit of, yes, excellent, some support. All right, inhale, left hand comes overhead. Yes, Terry, that's it, mate. Over, yeah, that's it. And then from here, we're doing a crunch with our left leg and our left hand. Inhale, and then exhaling. Work today. Inhaling. Or you could have your leg here, or you just crunch your hand if that's in your thing. Inhaling, and then going. Yes, that's it. Excellent work, everyone. Last one. Inhale, and then exhaling. All right. So from here, hands on hips. We're coming up to stretch. Beautiful. All right. Inhale, both hands come up. And you're turning now to our left with a twist, right? And then opening the arms up. Beautiful. All right, for 3, for 2, for 1. Closing the arms as we come out of it now. And then bringing our knees in, hands come down to our, and you can turn the front. That's it. Yeah, cool. Awesome, so we'll do the other leg this time. I'll do it this way, so then that way my cues aren't a bit funky for you. So I apologise for having my back to you. Inhaling. Exhaling, rotate your left foot to the short edge of the mat and then extend your right foot out. We're going to face this side of the wall. Excellent work, everyone. Gate pose. Hands on hips again. And perhaps let's just do a little bit of a shimmy of our hips, feeling the pelvic tilt forward. All right, so that's just nice to be able to slowly start to get a feel for when our pelvis is tilting forward and back. All right, right hand comes to the side of the leg for support. Inhaling our left hand up. And then exhaling as we reach over. Think that you're spiking your knee down into the ground and reaching for the sky at the same time. Inhaling, exhaling. Keeping a micro bend in the extended leg. For 2. Perhaps you might want to turn your head, which automatically rotates the top of your torso to the roof, opening up the chest as well. Inhaling up, hands come up. All right, now our left hand comes down for support. Leave your, yes, on the blocks, good. On the fingertips is fine. All right, we're doing our little side crunches, supported side crunch. Inhaling to set and crunch. Knee to elbow, inhale. Stretch out. Side stretch, exhale, crunch, inhale, exhaling, crunch, inhaling up. Now let's come up to stand, sorry, not to stand, straight. From here, we're rotating again. Inhaling, reach for the roof. Rotate towards your extended leg and then open the arms. Yes, excellent work, everyone. All right, for 3, loosen the shoulders. All right, for 2, for 1, we're closing it up now as we rotate back around, looking to the front of the mat, looking to the front of the mat to your left. We're going to now come to our heels and then face the front in our figure 4. Excellent work. All right, coming to stand now, tuck your toes. All right, maybe we walk our hands maybe one more forward. We're going to come into downward facing dog. So from here, inhale. And then exhale, lift your knees as you push the ground away and then push your tailbone back. Simultaneously taking your gaze to your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need for this first one. And think we might rest our belly on our thighs. Yes. And then push the ground away. So we're just going to come to some stillness for a moment. Inhale to set. Exhaling, pushing the ground away. 2 more of these. Inhale. Big ha, open mouth. Ha. 1 more. Exhaling. Ha. Inhale to set. Deep bend in your knees. And then let's walk up 1 step at a time. Yes. To our forward fold. I'm going to watch your form. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Supported halfway lift. Think bookshelf. Excellent. And then down. Forward fold. Going all the way up again. 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow as we take 1 long big inhale. All the way to the top. And then down. Beautiful. Excellent work. Okay, so let's step forward of the mat. You can move your mat away from you, man, for your knees. We're doing our standing series now. Okay, left foot's the one that's going to be moving back and we'll be facing the camera side of the wall or the windows in a moment. So hands on hips, inhale to set. And then exhaling as we rotate around so that we're facing the long edge of the mat. Beautiful. Okay, from here, maybe just have a feel for your hips. Excellent. All right, the hips are coming to the side a little bit. I'm just going to adjust this, sorry guys. All right, from here, wide-legged forward fold in a moment. So what we're doing is aiming to have our thumbs in the lower back and then just perhaps maybe pull your shoulders back or aim to squeeze a 50-cent piece in your shoulder blades. So your elbows are facing more or less towards the rear of the room. Now let's maybe shake from side to side and then you might feel the edges of your feet are the ones that are kicking into the ground. Slight bend in the knee. All right. Okay, from here, inhaling. And then exhaling, we're reaching forward and stop halfway. Yes, we're looking down at the ground now. Inhale to set. And then exhale as we take our hands to the ground. And then that way we can then loosen our backs. I'm going to, we'll do 3 breaths here. I'm looking at your form, inhaling. Exhaling each time. Perhaps looking to stretch your tailbone towards the roof. Inhaling. And then exhaling down. So we're not actually trying to reach the floor as opposed to pushing up on your tailbone towards the roof. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Okay, inhale, hands on thighs. And then all the way up. Beautiful work here. All right, this one's a little bit different. So that's wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita A. All right, there's a couple of variations that I want to teach you today so you can find the different boundaries. All right, so from here, we're going to be hands on hips. This one's a hands on hips one. Let's just pretend, not pretend. See our hips, our pelvis. Sorry, I need to get my language right. I'm a little bit flustered, so let me take a breath. All right, so from here, shoulders are back. This time the elbows are out. Inhaling. And then exhaling now. Feel that difference between that forward fold and this one. Stop halfway. Inhale. And then exhaling as then we're going to keep our hands on our hips. Head might go loose a little bit for 3. For 2. For 1. Inhaling all the way up. And then exhaling down. Okay, we're coming into our warrior 2 now. So from here, hands on hips again. And then it's going to be your right foot is going to move towards the short edge of the mat. So inhaling. And then right foot's the one that's going to turn. Bending your knee, feeling your hip open. Hands come up like the wings of a bird. And then looking to the wall. And then inhale and then exhaling, looking to your hands. Okay, I'm going to come around now. Let's do a couple of breaths here. I want you to explore this. Inhale, back it off a little bit. And then exhale. Yes, bend into it. Beautiful. All right, yes. Great work. 2. Excellent there, Gav. Beautiful work. Inhaling, back it off. And then exhaling. pushing and pulling forward the front of the room. Excellent work, everyone. So from here now, we're going to flip our front hand, flip it over, and then reach for the front of the room, and then scoop it back. Our back hand might rest on our leg for reverse warrior, or inhaling, you might choose to try and reach for your back pocket. Right? You can choose whichever your hand. So whatever works for you for a half bind, they call inhaling. Excellent. One more. All right, from here now, windmilling our hand over, looking to the front of the room, changing and pivoting on your foot, so we're like in a runner's lunge. Now let's aim to go terra firma, so bend your front foot. Yes, beautiful. And then we're in our runner's lunge. Beautiful. Inhale, chest comes up. Exhale, leg comes down. Inhale, knee comes up. Exhale, leg comes down. Beautiful. From here, maybe shimmy your foot up a little bit forward, your front foot. We're going to set, and then we're pushing our tailbone back and pulling our front foot towards us into our half splits. Beautiful work. Yes. That's it. Shimmy your foot up, Lindsay. Yes, exactly. Pull your toes up. There we go. Inhaling, exhaling. One more. Exhaling. Shifting our weight forward again. So we're nearly in our runner's lunge. We're in our low lunge. Inhale. Exhaling. Pushing the ground away. Right leg's going to step to meet the left leg in a forward fold. Inhale. And then exhaling into our forward fold, front of the mat, head down. This will be a quick resting position as we just gather our breath. For 3, inhaling. For 2, for 1. Beautiful. So inhale to grow tall. Amazing work, everyone. You know where we're going now. We're going to the other side, so we'll be facing this side of the wall. All right, so from here, inhaling to our mountain pose, hands on hips. Exhaling, right leg turns, coming towards the wall. Let's set our feet up again, so both feet are facing the long edge of the mat. All right, Prasaritas C and D, so wide-legged forward folds again. 2 slightly different variations, there's 4 variations. So now, this time, let's just shake it out. All right, so you can close or open the grip. So if you want to have just like some safety there with your knees is slightly bent. Okay, from here, hands on hips. Exhaling. Then we're going to come with our hands back. You can, like we're at ease, but you can grip your hands and then push back and squeeze your shoulder blades. Yes, so just like we're at ease with the long forward fold. From here now, inhaling to set. Chest puffs out a little bit. Now let's forward fold. Looking and stopping halfway. Inhale. And then exhaling, loosening off. And then getting a sense that our hand is going to be reaching for the roof whilst squeezing our shoulder blades. All right, don't look at me. Just think about squeezing your shoulder blades. I don't want your neck to go out. From here, for 3, for 2, for 1. Set, inhale, and then exhale as you imagine someone's pulling up with your hands as we come all the way up to the top, letting go of our hands and just shaking them off for a moment. Last one of the forward folds. All right, so let's do this. Hands on hips again. Right, does everyone know the peace fingers? Okay, peace fingers here, so let's go like when they're shooting pistols. Let's just pantomime that, because what we're going to be doing in the moment is aiming. I'll demonstrate to grab around your toes. All right, that's what we call peace fingers. So that helps with the pistol grip. So hands on hips, inhaling to set. As we exhale, let's do our forward fold. Stop halfway. Now we're going to take our hands off our hips and locate our toes. And it's all right if you don't grab your toes. You can grab your ankles. That's also cool as well. From here, our elbows, inhaling. And then exhaling, we're pushing down on our toes, on our fingers, and then our elbows are going to go out towards the sides of the room. All right, so loosening your shoulders. I'm going to come around. Let's have a look. Yes. Looking down, loosen your head. Lindsay, yes, that's the way. All right, inhaling. And then exhaling as the elbows come out a little bit more as we step into our fingers as opposed to pulling with our fingers, right? Using your weight, inhaling, and then exhaling. Beautiful. From here, inhale, let go of your thumbs. Let go of your finger, your toes. All right, hands come to the middle. Inhale, hands go on hips. And then exhale as we come up to stand for a moment. Coming into our warrior two. So your left foot is going to move, my right foot, inhaling to set. And then exhaling as we rotate around the heel, bend forward, yes. All right, so you still want to be facing me. Facing me, let's look at our feet. So we're opening up our heel, yes, so bend your knee, yes. Okay, our hands can be out. So then that way you can feel that your side body is facing. All right, from here, inhaling, hands come up, and then exhaling, looking forward. All right, for 3. Maybe pull your knee out over this way a little bit more. Yes. For 1, yes. Excellent. Let's go one more. So back it off and then come into it. Yes. Yes. And then from here, inhale, reach forward, flip your grip, and then we're coming into reverse warrior. Hand might come onto the leg. It might reach for your back pocket, whatever works best for you today. Inhale. Bend your front knee a little bit more, Mark. Yes, that's it. Slight bend. All right, that's 1 more. From here, we're going to come up straight, and then we're rotating around again to the front, pivoting on the ball of our back foot, so our body's facing the front. Let's adjust our feet so that our hips are the hips width apart, so we're not walking on a tightrope, and you feel much more stable. So come onto the back balls of your feet with the toe. We can bend the knee a little bit, and you could just drop your hands for a moment just so that we could rest them. Inhaling. And then let's just drop the knee quickly. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Now let's just reach and bend forward, so then that way we're coming into our runner's lunge. Perhaps we might be looking up as we look up and stick our chest forward. And then exhale, drop the knee. Inhale to set. And then exhale, push back on our legs, straightening that back leg. Yes, runner's lunge. Inhale. On your marks. Exhale. Get set. All right. Oh, false start. Inhale. Knee down. Exhale. Inhale. Knee down. Okay, let's shimmy our foot forward a little bit. So then that way, as we inhale, chest comes out forward. And then we're now pulling our toes back. Perhaps, yes, our tailbone goes back. And we're sticking our chest out. All right, so looking up now. Inhaling. Half splits. Beautiful work, everyone. Inhale. Exhaling. For 2. Inhale. Exhaling. All right, this one's different. We're moving, taking our weight to the forward front foot. Inhale. Exhaling. Inhale, we're stepping the left foot, or right foot, sorry. Back up to the front, inhale. And then exhaling, forward fold. Allow yourself and your body to get heavy. Give yourself some less than nose. Forward fold, heads loose. Gav, yes, that's it. Okay, maybe some ragdoll. Yes, amazing. Going through a couple of different ones, are slight variations on what we're doing. All right, from here, inhaling to grow tall again. Excellent, shoulders come back. All right, let's do our little vinyasa. We haven't done a vinyasa yet, so if you've not done one before, I will talk you through it. Sun salutation A. Looking at our feet. You know your variations on the push-ups, everyone, so we could go knees, chest, chin, or lower down. So, breath in, out. Setting our boundaries today. Inhaling, looking to the sky. Exhaling as we forward fold, bending at the knees, sink belly to thighs. Head's the last thing to go. Yes and no, so we know that our neck's nice and loose. Inhaling for support in our halfway lift, straight back bookshelf. Exhaling as our hands meet the mat, we're stepping back to our push-up position. Yes, so you get to choose knees, chest, chin, inhale. And lower, knees, chest, chin, or lower down slowly. Untuck your toes. Hands are by the sides. As we inhale, pushing the ground away for our cobra or baby cobra. And then down again. Inhaling. And then down. Yes, if you've got your variation, you know it. And so let's tuck our toes again. We're pushing back to child's pose. So I'll give that demonstration. So inhale. And then exhale, come through your knees. Just quickly then take your tailbone to your heels as we push the ground away, looking to your feet. Lengthening there, inhaling, coming forward a little bit. And then pushing the ground away, lifting your knees up. And then we could walk into our downward facing dog, looking to your feet. Yes. All right, so butts up. Gav, that's it. Looking to your feet, mate. There we go. Take your feet apart a little bit. Excellent. So if you can see the insides of your heels, rotate them out so you can't see them a little bit. You can bend your knees as much as you need. Think belly to thighs. Inhaling for 3 of our full decompression breaths. Inhaling. For 2. 1, last one. Beautiful. So from here, inhaling deep, bend in the knees. And then exhaling as we walk up, 1 step at a time. Perhaps you put the weight onto your wrists. Coming to our forward fold. From here, inhaling as we grow all the way tall. Beautiful. Excellent work. Okay, from here, just take a rest. Knees, you can move that out of the way, Gav. Right. Okay, coming to moving our left foot back into our God, Goddess pose. So left foot's the one that's going to be moving back and we'll be facing towards the windows. Inhaling, set, and then exhaling, move our feet facing towards here. Okay, excellent work. I want you now to then just quickly rotate your feet so that they're facing the corners of your mat. Okay. We're looking and coming up straight. Yes, we can have it shorten your stance if it feels a little bit better, because what I want you to do just quickly is just put your hands on your thighs and just maybe just pulse up and down and get a feel for where your knees are tracking. So have a look down and have a look to see that your knees are tracking towards your toes. If they're coming in and you're feeling some pressure on the inside of your knees, you've got to move them out. All right, so this is where we're going. So from here now, coming to some stillness, hands come out, inhaling, hands come up. And then from here, we're exhaling as we lower down and then open up to our cactus pose. All right, inhaling, coming up, straighten the legs, exhaling, coming down. God, Goddess pose, inhaling. One more. All right, this one's different, inhale up. Your right foot's the one that's going to come onto its toes as we come down, and the left foot's going to stay there. So inhaling. There we go. Yes, a slight difference. Inhaling. You know where we're going? Switch sides. One more each side. Up. Right hand side. Up. And the left hand side. Yes. Up. From here, hands come down. All right, so we've not done this yet, but we're going to introduce our side lunge. All right. So from here, I'll come this side. Left foot's the one that's going to bend, and we're pulling our right toe up. So I'm going to demonstrate so you can see it's your left foot that's going to bend, and we're pulling, keeping our hands on hips, pulling our toes back just to start off with, keeping our body straight. So inhaling, and then pulling our toes up for a slight, for our side lunge. All right, so inhaling to set, and then exhaling, bending one knee and slowly pulling up. Yes, placing the weight onto our heel. All right, so no, with me, yeah. Bend the other leg. There we go, there we go. For 3, for 2, for 1. Coming back up. Let's shake it out, maybe straighten the legs. You might feel it in your quads. The other leg now is the one that's going to bend. It's going to be your right leg. Inhaling to set, and then pulling your left toes back. That's it. Keeping our chest up. All right. Inhaling. For 2. For 1. Coming back up. Shaking it out. Let's maybe transition from one, so the left-hand side to the right-hand side this time. So from here, I'll mirror you, inhaling. Your left leg's going to bend and your right leg's going to pull up towards you, inhaling. And yes, from here, arms come out, and we're just going to circle it around, and as we shift our weight to the other foot, hands on hips, pulling the toe back. Inhaling, exhaling. Hands out again, let's shift. Slowly, we're feeling our adductors on the inside of our legs, toes pull up. Last one, arms come out, and then we'll shift over, pull the toes up. Hands on hips, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Coming up now to our horse riding stance, or goddess pose. Last one, arms up, coming down and bending for our cactus. For 3, for 2, for 1. Coming up to stand, and then shifting our feet up to the front of the mat. All right, we're going to get down on the mat now, so make sure that your straps and blocks ready to go. Beauty. And we'll make our way down to the mat. Standing series is over. Well done, everyone. All right, so from here, make your way down. I won't make you do a vinyasa through that. All right. Okay. Whew. A little bit of sweat on. A little bit. Excellent. Okay. So we'll just have this to the side here for the moment, because we haven't really focused as much on some of the seated postures. I want to focus on them in this last part of our session today. So hands come by the side. Let's bring our legs together and pull our toes back. And then from here, our hands are by our hips. Right, from here, inhale. And then exhaling, just push against your hand, and then that relieves the weight from we're not coming fully off. You might feel your tailbone lift up a little bit. Yes. All right, for 3, for 2, for 1. Staff pose and exhaling down. Inhale to set, and then exhaling, pushing, yes. Inhaling, and then exhaling. From here, if you want to give it a try, we're going to come into our reverse bridge. So today is maybe pulling your feet up, shoulder width apart, and this time you can just adjust your hands so that the elbows are still facing back, so they might be facing forward, or here, right? We can't, it's not really good to push up as much from there. So let's have our elbows facing back. Excellent work, everyone. From here, inhale. And then exhaling, we might push our hips forward a little bit and lift up. Perhaps you might want to look up to the sky, all right? And then exhale as we bring our butt down the other way. Yes. All right, and then inhaling up. And then down. Inhale to set. And then exhaling. Pushing our hips up, reverse, tabletop, and then exhaling down. Beautiful. All right, that just reverses a couple of things. Legs come back out. Beautiful. All right, so now let's grab our straps and then lasso them around your feet. Keeping our knees together, toes are facing back. And these are here merely to be able to give you that sense of keeping length in the spine. Okay, so we're not trying to bend over like this with our head. We're actually trying to reach forward like we've been doing in all of our forward folds. So from here, our shoulders are back, and let's just naturally have our arms here without pulling too much. And then from here, inhaling to set, and then exhaling, let's just climb up the rope a little bit until we feel a stretch in the back of our legs and then lower back. From here, let's stop. Looking forward to your toes, inhale. Chest comes out, and then exhaling, then we might drop our elbows and then loosen our head. But what I want you to look out for, as you keep breathing, keep doing the breathing. I'm going to look up for a sec. What I want you to look out for is just that sense keep breathing, looking down. All right, and lengthening in the spine where our lower back is elongated. All right, so from here, inhaling, head comes up, and then exhaling as we then walk it back a little bit. All right, this time we might try and reach a little bit further. It's all right to let go of the strap if you don't need it. If you can reach your toes, peace fingers around the toes or around the heels, wherever works for you. So inhaling to set, shoulders are back. Exhaling, let's now fold, reach forward, think belly to thighs, toes back. Once we feel that stretch, inhaling now, looking up, and then exhaling, loosening your head. Beautiful work, everyone. All right, keeping our lower back safe and lengthened, and that sense that the tailbone is really lengthened out as it joins the spine. One more time, inhaling, letting gravity do the work as we exhale. The body will open up. One more time, in its own time. Inhaling, let's come out of that. And then loosening off. You can move the strap. Beautiful. From here, coming back again. Looking at our legs, bringing our legs up. Let's feel for our feet on the floor. Inhaling to set. And then reverse tabletop, pushing our hips up, however far is comfortable for you. Taking our gaze to the roof, inhaling, and then opening the mouth. Inhaling, opening up our throat. Inhale one last time, and then exhaling as we roll down. Leg comes out, wide-legged, so we're going to just take our legs as wide as comfortable. If it's uncomfortable for you, let me know, and we could put some blocks underneath your knees, if that works, or we can close our legs. So from here, again, it's just looking to be able to feel for our lengthened spine. Maybe our hands come on our hips. So where you can feel like you're sitting up straight, shoulders back, Lindsay. Yes, there we go. Yes, inhaling, pull your toes back, and then now we're just going to walk up our legs, just giving a little bit of a sensation there. Wide-legged forward fold. All right, looking forward, inhaling, chest up, and then exhaling. Yes. Perhaps, yes, you loosen your elbows and then sit them to your feet. Toes are facing backwards. One more breath. Exhaling. Inhale as we come back up. A few folds today. So let's twist out of this actually. So from here, keeping your right foot lengthened, let's now bring the sole of your other foot towards it. Knee can come down. Yes. Whatever. Yes, excellent work. So from here, again, just having a couple of different variations of our forward folds. What we want to do now is imagine we're going to be crossing our hands here. We're stretching out our shoulders a little bit. So inhale. The opposite hand where the bent knee is exhaling. We're reaching to one side of our leg. Doesn't matter where on the leg. Can you feel that on the back of your shoulder blades? Inhaling. Right hand now comes onto the other side. So we've got like a bit of a cross hand action going on. Perhaps you might be feeling the back of your shoulder blades stretch out, pulling your toes back, inhale. And then exhaling, maybe we just inch forward that little bit more, loosen your head. One more, exhaling. Inhaling as we come out of that now. All right, we're turning towards our knee, so inhale to set. This hand is going to come across to our knee, sitting up straight. Yes, that's it. Now inhale, and then looking over that back shoulder. Supine twist. Inhaling, exhaling. Oh, there's a crack. One more, inhaling, exhaling. Inhale to come out of it, and change legs. Yes. All right. So we'll do this in one way. So the hand with the bent knee is going to be reaching across to the far side of our leg. So inhaling, one at a time, one hand. Oh, yeah, you're feeling that. Put your toes back. All right, inhaling to set, chest up, And then exhaling, reach the other arm around. See what it feels like this time with your shoulder blades. Each side's a little bit different. Inhale, exhaling. Inhale, exhaling. I don't want you in pain, so if you're in pain, back off. Exhaling. All right, last one now, coming out of it. Inhaling to set. Okay, sitting up now. Last one for the twist is this hand's going to come around to our bent knee, reaching across, keeping straight. Back hand comes for support. Inhale to set, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, look around like you're changing lanes in the car. Inhaling, exhaling. Growing tall from our sit bones all the way to the crown of our head. One more. Exhaling. Inhaling to come out of it. As we rotate around, maybe lean back for a moment, and then just maybe wave and do our flossing. And that's it for the seated positions. Let's now make our way to our back. Grab your block. Excellent. And let's just give our back some TLC. All right, so make your way to your back. Close down your eyes. I'll cue it in. So what I'm looking for now, or wanting you to look for, is perhaps like we've done before, is put your hands on your hips and just pull your tailbone back so that feels like our whole back from our tailbone all the way through. You can jimmy your back so then our shoulder blades are apart. Feels like your whole lower back is on the floor, right? That gives a good pelvic tilt. If you've got an arch in your back, that's when you know you've got that other side, right? The posterior tilt. So from here now, flat feet, have the block in the hand. Excellent. Inhale. Exhaling as we just push our tailbone up, then that way we can fit the block right underneath and rest it on our tailbone, not in the crook of the back, but on where the tailbone is. All right, so you can use that lower setting or you could go to a higher setting. We're doing legs up the wall for this first one. Left leg's the one that's going to come up, inhaling. Left leg's going to come up. Pull your toes back towards you. Perhaps you might feel that weight come onto your shoulders. So your shoulders are taking the weight and we're supporting our lower back. Inhaling with our left leg, right leg up. And then our hands can be down to help support with our palms down on the ground. Yes, excellent work. Inhaling, exhaling. You can close down the eyes, legs up the wall. Exhaling. Both legs are going to come down. Inhale. And then exhaling. When both feet are flat on the floor, perhaps you might want to try one leg or both, whatever you're comfortable with your lower back, by inhaling. And then exhaling, stretching one leg out, perhaps the other leg, and just allowing your body to get heavy for that slight back bend in a supported position. Closing down the eyes. Perhaps you might want to then just slightly dip your chin and get the sense that your neck is lengthened as well to the top and the crown of your head without forcing it. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling now as you bring your feet back in. Flatten on the floor. We're removing the block now. Inhale. And then exhale, remove the block and see what that difference is as we curl our spine down. Now we're just going to do some flossing. Left and waving the legs left and right. Close down the eyes. Don't need to do any more hard work. Most of this is all done now. Perhaps as you trail and lead, so one leg leads and the other leg will follow. Yes, one at a time, is feeling that side body stretch as the legs come down. From here, you can bring to stillness. Perhaps you might want to give yourself a hug. Knees in. And then we're just going to massage our lower back by doing some small circles. One way. Don't forget to keep breathing. And then the other way. And then from here you can make your own last intuitive movements before we start to go into our last movement. So you could grab between your toes, between your legs to your feet. Perhaps you might want to do happy baby. So you're grabbing the edges of your feet and then trying to maybe stretch them out. Perhaps you might rock from side to side. Whatever works best for you. All right, just gentle movements now. Close your eyes down. I'm going to turn off these lights. And then from here, inhale. And then exhale, you can make your way to our final resting pose. You can stretch your legs out, close the eyes down, and take your gaze internal. And I'm going to switch off these lights. Hey, mate. No more work to be done. Focusing on your breath, long slow inhales and long slow exhales, with a small pause at the bottom to our reflexive breath, the body's natural breath in the triangle shape. Every exhale allowing your body to get heavier. So as we come to the end of our session today, I invite you to feel into your body and reflect on a moment of growth or a breakthrough that you might have had today, with some of the poses being introduced, perhaps being a little bit more challenging than what you've done previously. And allowing and knowing that you could have set your boundaries, which empowers you. Boundaries give you strength. So use what you've learned today to hold your ground where it matters, on the mat and in life. This is your moment to receive everything that your practice has built, and let it all land and settle down. As you come back into your body now, perhaps wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe roll your wrists, stretch overhead. Give yourself a hug. Whatever works best for you today. Before pulling your knees in and then rolling onto one side, whatever your preferred side is today, in the fetal pose, or making your way up to our seated position. And we'll all meet an easy seat, hands on your knees or wherever it feels comfortable. Inhaling in and exhaling out, letting go of the practice. One more time, inhaling, exhaling, loosening the shoulders, bringing our palms to touch, dipping your chin slightly and feeling that lengthening of the spine again. Taking our thumbs to between our eyes to clarify thought. Inhaling and then exhaling, thumbs to lips to clarify speech. Inhaling and then exhaling, hands come down to between our heart center, between the chest, to clarify intent. At this moment, I ask you to give a nod to the person that's next to you, like, without looking at them, right? Thanking them for that practice today. And thank you for coming and allowing me to guide you through your practice today, knowing where your boundaries are. Namaste.
Namaste.